What's up, gang? Welcome back to the channel and some brand new gameplay today of Ixion from Bulwark Studios. Hope I pronounced that right. But anyway, when I say new, I mean the game literally just launched today, December 7th on Steam. They're even offering a great deal for a limited time until December 14th. You can get 10% off. The game's also available on Greenman Gaming and Humble Bundle as well if you prefer making your purchases there. Don't worry, I'll have links in the description to all three below if you find yourself interested in this game. So what is Ixion? Ixion combines city building, survival elements, and exploration into a thrilling space opera as you explore the stars. You, as the player, will be in charge of a space station in the distant future, charged with finding a new home for humanity. Keeping the station sound and flying will require a deft hand, strategic thinking as you prepare your crew for the journey ahead and deal with any disasters and threats that can occur. Space is cold, my friends. I'd say this game reminds me of sort of like a Frostpunk meets Stellaris, kinda. It's an odd combo, but one that totally works in this case. I've literally been playing this game all day, and I can say I am quite enjoying it, and I hope you guys will as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into a new game.
Launch control, we have Tiqqun clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
Okay, algorithm online.
Attested safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Yes, 30 seconds.
Deflectors out. Ignition. Lift off.
Launch sequence complete. EMB Charon heading for low Earth orbit. Transferring data to inner heaven.
Keep it rolling.
Visualize approaching near Tiqqun structure.
PBS Tiqqun to EMD share. You have clearance for final approach. EMD share. You have been assigned to Tiqqun Docking Bay. Welcome on board, passengers.
Alright, so this is where the game actually begins on board the space station Tiqqun. Now, this is where we're going to be spending most of our time, and we're going to be listening to a lot of Eden here. She is the corporate AI that runs the space station. I'm sure that'll be fine, actually. But yeah, she's a bit of a chatty Cathy. There's a lot of chatter, a lot of talking in the very beginning of the game here. A lot of people have a lot of stuff to say, apparently. We're going to skip a lot of that here in the very beginning because it's just going over tutorial stuff, and, you know, we're just going to kind of skip past most of that. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause the game real quick. Will give me a chance to kind of talk about what we're going to be doing today. So, This is Sector 1 of the Tiqqun, the space station that we're on. And there are 6 different sectors. We'll unlock those later on, but we're going to be spending the majority of this episode and the next in this section. We have a few different views down here that we can switch in and out from. We have the interior view that you see here. There is an outside view. This will give us an outside view of the Tiqqun. As you can see here, it is in the shape of a wheel, like Disney World, but mostly like most other space stations you see in any kind of sci-fi movie or anything. It seems like this is probably the go-to engineering de facto or whatever for most space stations. You usually will see them in this sort. I think it's an engineering thing to produce maybe artificial gravity. They just usually make space stations in some sort of wheel. I think that's the science behind it. I don't really know. I'm not a scientific person, but yeah, so we have the 6 different sectors all around this wheel that we'll be unlocking later on. We can also do upgrades to the space station as well from out here later on, but we got to unlock the ability to do that. We can add solar panels, we can add engines, we can add all kinds of stuff out here to the outside, maybe even defense weapons or something later on. I don't really see that as an option down here when I was looking through the construction when I played it before, but definitely we can add solar panels for more power, stuff like that. And then we have the planetary view. So here we have the solar system we're in, obviously, our own solar system. We got the sun there, we got Earth. We're orbiting Earth right now. There's the moon. And this is where the Stellaris factor kind of comes in at. But I'll talk a little bit about that more later on. Let's go back to the interior view. And what we're going to be doing is essentially the basic stuff. We're going to place down a workshop that allows us to construct things. Most like any city building game, you usually have to have some sort of workshop or construction tent, something like that. So we're going to place down a workshop. We're going to place down stockpiles. That's where all of the material that we gather, which are all these things you see around here, these little things here. Luckily, they've supplied us with a lot of material to start with. So we've got a lot of steel, or as they call it, alloy. Then we have polymers right here, and there's electronics, which we don't have any electronics on board. We will get those later on, and a lot of other stuff up here which we will talk about. This one here is science. This is going to come into play shortly. We have 85 people on board the space station right now at the moment, and this is the power that we have. We have 14 power right now. Hull integrity is 1,000. And right here is the power 46. So all of the buildings that we place will take up a little bit of power, so we have to manage that as well. So the first thing I want to do, like I said, is we're going to place down a workshop. Now I'm going to do that right here. You can press R to kind of rotate the buildings. The game never tells you that anywhere that I've found. Maybe in the settings you have to go and look in the keybounds. I just kind of figured it out, so I thought maybe you guys might also want to know that. So yeah, press R to rotate your buildings, and we can place that right there. And then we're going to place a stockpile right here next to it, and that is our beginning sections. But for each stockpile can only hold one kind of material. So we have to select which one we're going to hold for this one. I'm going to say go ahead and hold the alloy. There we go. Alright, and next we're going to build some roads. Now when it comes to roads, you can build as many roads as you want. As far as I know, it doesn't take any alloy, polymer, or anything like that to build the roads. You can build them, deconstruct them, you can do whatever you want with the roads. I'm going to build one that goes all the way up to here, and right there. There we go. And then the little robot will come out of the construction module here, the workshop, and start building our roads. He will also be the one that will be building our buildings. So in order to collect the resources, once you have a road near it, you just click on the resource, like so, and that will start collecting those.
Administrator, I have established a connection with Dolus's lead data scientist, Emma Klein.
Alright, let's see what Emma Klein, the lead data scientist, has to say.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klein, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of vol jumping. Whilst there's a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a vol jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being reported by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
All right, so we have these little events that can happen kind of as we're playing the game. Usually they will pop up, and Eden will obviously tell us, but you'll see a little magnifying glass over here, over top of certain buildings and stuff. So let's see what this event is. The Tiqqun crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Tiqqun protocols direct the construction of a mess hall. This building is designed to distribute food from our stockpiles to the crew. Guaranteeing access to food supplies would reaffirm your competency as an administrator. Who ever said I was competent? I mean, I don't even know why they hired me to do this. But anyway, we're going to ensure access to food by building a mess hall. So we're getting started on that kind of quick. First, we need to build another stockpile because we got a lot of steel we're going to have to gather here. And we're going to build some roads over this way. First, we'll build it to here. Once we get that road built, we're going to start collecting all of this steel down through here. And like I said, you can also deconstruct roads as well. And you can deconstruct buildings and stuff too. So I've got another spot here for another stockpile. I'm going to go ahead and build another stockpile because we're going to need a lot of these. There we go. Get that one built. Going to go ahead and designate this one as steel as well. Any objectives you have in the game will pop up here in the top corner. Like most city builders, survival games, things like that, you'll usually get objectives, and they're typically up here in the corner. So first thing we're going to do is, as pretty much as it's already told us, we're going to have to build that mess hall, which I am working on currently. All right, we're going to set this one to collect food, because we're going to need food for said mess hall. Right there's some food right there in that container, so we'll grab all that, put that into that container. We're going to build a little bit more road over here to collect more of this. Alright, so now that we got that kind of out of the way where we can build a little bit here, started collecting some of these resources, I kind of already have an idea of how I'm going to be placing my buildings and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing some roads down through here. We're going to start right here. And just kind of doing basically what our layout is going to be. I think I've come up with a pretty good layout for this first sector for everything we're going to need in order to get it in. Because it's a lot like Tetris. You know, you have these buildings. You have to place them down. And you have to be as organized as possible with them to try to make the most of the space that you have. A little bit of strategy, a little bit of Tetris. Alright, so the mess hall is going to be under food. So we'll go ahead and place this puppy in here. So we'll just turn that way like that. There we go. We got that part done. Now we'll be able to feed all of the people on board. Now, the one mess hall has the ability to feed up to 500 people, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, serves food for up to 500 crew members every 5 cycles. A cycle, I'm saying, is probably a day. That's what I imagine a cycle is. But 50 food is used to serve 500 crew members. So if you have that many crew members, which we don't, we only have 85 right now, so we don't need that much food. But we got to make sure that we get everything done in a timely manner before we start to run out of food.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Bargeville.
Thank you, Eden. I very much appreciate you letting me know that I have a message. But anyway, we have a new objective as well. Feed 100 crew with the mess hall. So that's going to take a little bit. Let's see what Henry has to say. Also, don't mind me. I might be working a little bit in the background while he's talking.
What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I am Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabi, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabi will provide us with a source of food while carrying out the Tiqqun's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tiqqun, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
Alright, thank you, Henry. Alright, so basically what he's telling us is we need to start using the cargo dock here. We can build a cargo ship and a science ship. So let's click on our dock here. The docking bay has 3 spots available so we can build like 3 different ships here. One of them is the mining ship. We're not going to need that just yet. But here's the cargo ship they want us to build, so I'll click on that, and we'll also go with the science ship here as well. So we'll build both of those. Science ship is for exploring, cargo ship's obviously for cargo. And we have another event that's just popped up here too. Let me get rid of that there, and let's see what this event is. Some crew members are lacking quarters. During human history, unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilizational decay. Do not reproduce humanity's basic mistakes aboard the Tiqqun. Sure, we will ensure that all crew quarters are done in within 12 cycles there. So we'll take care of that. Alright, so let's take a look at crew quarters. This is where people are going to be living, basically, your apartment complexes. Each of these can hold up to 15 people. So we got to be spacious. We got to keep our space in mind, as well as how many these can actually hold. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let's 15, 15, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, that's 90. That should be more than enough for our current members. And we also have space. We can build at least 2 more back this way behind these buildings. And if I want, I can put some more down through here too. Like I said, I have a plan that I've pretty much got in mind for the entire layout of Sector 1 and what we're going to be doing. Alright, so the countdown started here on that one. We are now currently quartering 15 of 84. We got to get these ships built, so I'm going to need another, let's see, where is it at? Maintenance, we need another stockpile because we have to collect the polymer. There we go. And where's the polymer? Polymer. We don't have anything connected to polymer. Let me run a road down to here, to there. There we go. Alright, so crew quarters are now done. We've got everybody housed. Now our little robot's building our road. We should be able to now get over here to this. Well, actually we can't because we still have to finish this stockpile. So once he finishes the road, he'll head over to this. We could probably use another, another one of these maintenance things. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So we'll go a road down this way. That works for me. And we'll build another workshop over here. And where we can have a space for another robot. With 2 workshops, construction can go a lot faster. Alright, so we're going to designate the new stockpile as being for polymer. There we go. Now we can collect said polymer. Go ahead and get those out of the way. Once we start collecting the polymer, you can see it's going into the cargo dock. This is what's being used to produce our ships. Once all the polymer is in the cargo dock, then you can see the first ship is going to be coming over here and getting made. So we'll see it kind of pop up on the platform here. Now you'll notice each of the buildings when you're constructing things, including the ships as well, you'll have a meter right here, and as that meter goes up is how long it's going to take to finish that construction there. I think it's fairly obvious, but you know, still, just something I can kind of talk about as we're waiting on stuff to get done. Alright, there goes our cargo ship. That one's now done. And next up will be our science ship to be constructed. Loading the construction bay in, and then construction will start. Alright, science ship is also done now. Alright, so now we have to order the cargo ship to retrieve food via the fleet management window. Well, that is located right down here on the corner. So we'll click on this, and this you can see our mining ships, of which we have none. And then we have our cargo ships over here, which we have 1, which is the Bulwark. Huh, well, that's a coincidence. It's actually the name of the company that made the game. How about that? So you can see things that it can collect. So right here we have 12 food that we need to go get from the Yushinabi. And if we click on that, then it becomes a high priority. So down here you see high priority, medium priority, low priority. Every click is a different priority. So we can change that to a low, or medium anyway, right there. And then a low, or off. But we want that to be high priority at the moment. Food is definitely a high priority. So this is the cargo ship. It just went and got it. So now you can see it's unloading into the cargo deck. And then our little food trucks will come over here, grab that from the dock, and put it into our stockpile down here. Still got a lot of resources to collect, so we're going to go ahead and do as many as we can here. I'm probably not going to be able to get all of that right now at the moment. But we also have a moon event on the planetary system event. So let's head over to our planetary system, and this is kind of where I was saying is a little bit like Stellaris. So we will take our science ship, the Nobel. That's a Nobel Prize. And we're going to try to get it to go over here to the moon and let it kind of travel over there. As you can see the little ship kind of moving along here.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Alright, so now that we're at the moon, we can now unlock this event. So, from what I've seen, a few times I've played this game, the events are sometimes random, but some events aren't. Some events are stuck, they have to happen, but sometimes you might find just kind of random events out in here. So let's see what this one is here. So we found an abandoned base on the moon. It is out of commission, auxiliary systems are operational, and could be used to restore power. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting orders. So we can exploit the security vulnerability. By hacking into the surveillance system, the Nobel's team will access the base's central systems and retrieve any confidential data present. That's going to take one cycle, so let's go ahead and exploit that. Let that do its thing. Back to over here where we're constructing and doing stuff. Going to go ahead and build one more stockpile over here. This is probably going to be a temporary stockpile, but I'll throw that right there for the time being. Because we still have a lot of steel here we need to collect, and not enough space to hold it all. We have 3 alloy stockpiles, and all 3 are full right now at the moment.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, great. So our science ship has now completed the task there it was doing. Let's see. We hacked in the main computer systems as you ordered and retrieved several relevant research papers and data sets. Alright, end the data listening protocol and dismantle the base. So we can get some supplies out of that as well as some science. So one thing I learned while playing this game that it didn't tell me was that once you complete something, you want your science ship to kind of stick around at that area so it can collect all of the science that's there. What I was doing when I first started playing this game was I would just move from event to event to event, and then I noticed I had all these little like science things just kind of at each of the plants. So I had to take the ship back to each of those, and then I realized you had to let the ship sit there for a minute in order to collect everything. Alright, so back to our construction. Alright, our stockpile is done. We can go ahead and say steel for now. There we go. We're going to get that out of the way. Let's build some roads so we can kind of get over here, and there we go.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Alright, back to our science ship. The base has been dismantled. Although most equipment was damaged, we were able to prepare some usable resources for extraction. So we got 30 steel, like we needed that right now at the moment, and 90 research. So not bad on the research. Now, as you can see here, looks like we had the whatever we had from before, and then the rest of it. So as you can see the number going down there. As long as that ship is sitting there, that number is going to go down. It's going to collect all of that. Alright, so our next objective here that we have to do is building a tech lab. So what I want to do is I want to take and place down the tech lab. I think I'm going to place it like right here, right lined up with that road. So what we can do is just kind of bring this road down and kind of bring it around like this. I hate having that space there, but I don't know what else to do with that space. I don't know of any buildings or anything that we can use in that space, so we'll just go ahead and do that. And then our tech lab will be getting built. We can then collect some more resources. I also built another apartment complex right over here as well. We also need to get an infirmary in here as well. So what I'm going to do is place my infirmary like right there. Now, while that's being built, we've collected all the science here from the moon. Let's go ahead and take the Nobel, and we have some other things happening here. We've got Saturn down here with an event, so let's send the Nobel over here to Saturn. Let it travel over to that. And going to fleet management. Now we've got the steel that we should be able to collect there. So let's go ahead and send the Bulwark over there to the moon base so we can grab all that stuff. And a cargo ship has arrived with our alloys. There we go. And our tech place is just about done.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi. Power supply overloaded.
All right, that's great, Eden. However, we have a problem here with a blackout. So we have a thing where we need to manage our power. So by clicking on this is the buildings that are now using our power. We're not currently using this apartment complex or this infirmary. So that should get us back up there. All right, there we go. Power is restored. We'll take care of that in a moment. We do have an issue here, though. What's this event? Reports are being received relating to Barzaville Clay optimization protocols on board the Tiqqun. They indicate that crew members are being overworked. Although Dolos employment contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required, this situation is beginning to take its toll on morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of concurrently active workplaces. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and get the additional staff. We don't have to do that. So that's 20 more people we're going to have to put housing in for. Good thing I built that other place right there. Let's see what...
Ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, so our science ship is now at Saturn. We'll take care of that in a minute. But let's see what Dr. Munchie has to say.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm
It's Dr. Fauci's
Abhinav
brother.
Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the Vol engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tiqqun's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
Also, remember this. In space, no one can hear you scream. Close transmission. All right, so we've got a couple of things happening right now. We've got, let's see, our ship over here at Saturn. Let's see what's going on with that. Let's see this event. A signature trace from an EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions in this sector. The signature will soon enter the atmosphere of Saturn. Let's send a team to investigate. All right, while that's doing that, let's see what we got going on over here. Get rid of that. Yeah, get rid of that. Another one. Okay, we done. All right. We need to research the EVA. So now that the tech center is unlocked, we can now start doing tech tree stuff. This is our tech tree. Everything with a check mark on it has already been unlocked. We have a few things we can kind of work towards, but they want us to do the airlock. So there we go. That's going to cost us 30 science. So go ahead, research that. Once that's done, let's go ahead and unlock the insect farm. So I can click on this and then click on the clock right here next to research, and that will queue it up for the next thing to research, and I don't have to come back in here when this is done. Alright, so our science team has finished that, but also we can now build the EVA airlock. So let's go ahead and take care of that. That's under space, and it's a lot like the docking bay over there, so we can just kind of put this here. Yeah, yep, that works for me. Throw that in there. And we're going to need a road to that, so I'll just do that. There we go. Only needs one road, right? Sure, that's all. And while that's being constructed, let's find out what's going on over here with the Nobel. Prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We have stripped it down and recovered schematics, and we got 10 science out of that. Okay, so we'll get this science real quick here. Alright, got all the science there, and then we're going to send over here to Mars, because we got something happening over here at Mars. Let's go see what this event is. EVA lock still being taken care of. Let's see. Once that's done, we can start building outside. We can add more power, which we need before we can get our workers over here. Insect farm has also been unlocked. Let's go ahead and build a few insect farms. Now, insect farms is how we get food on our own instead of relying on other people. So I will build, let's see, I need to take out this road here first. Let's see, let's do that. There we go. And then insect farm, we'll put one here and one here. And
Power supply overloaded.
uh-oh. Okay. So we need to... We got the airlock done, I think. But now our power is out again. Alright, so let's do this. Let's turn off that. We can turn off some stockpiles. Ooh, didn't realize that. We don't need that polymer right now. We can turn that off. And... probably at least a couple of these things. There we go. Power is restored. Alright. Now let's head out to the outside, and we can now build out here. And one of the first things we obviously want is solar panels. But it's going to require that. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so hopefully we can get that one going now. And let's take a look at solar panel set 2. Let's go ahead and build that one as well. There we go. We'll get both of those going. We're going to need polymer. Will the trucks go with the polymer? I guess not. So we'll have to turn that one back on. So, oh, we're right at 0. Okay, that's fine. As we're waiting for power and stuff to get kind of back where it needs to be, we have now arrived at Mars over here. Let's see what's going on at Mars. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the supplies required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. Alright, so we can repair the fault in exchange for resources, or we can repair the fault in exchange for research data. I like the idea of research data. Let's get that. And we will assign the Bulwark to that. Go ahead and do that. And then back over here. So it looks like we do have one solar panel installed now. We can actually fix our power. So let's turn these back on.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
A sector is being overworked, huh? So we must have more jobs than we have people. So now would be a great time to go ahead and get the people from there. So let's go ahead and tell the Bulwark to do that. So once it finishes with what it's doing, it should go get those people. We can probably go ahead and start constructing more space for our population. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll put them here. There we go. Collect these resources over here. With those 2 solar panels installed, we have plenty of power now for anything we want to put, at least in this sector. And we can take a look at our tech tree again, and we can finish off all of the tech in these 2 things here, these 2 rings, by finishing probe launcher. Let's go ahead and research that. Once we finished everything in a ring, it unlocks the next ring. And some things, like the science ship here, we'll have where we can research other stuff, but we have to get to the next tier first. So this is considered tier 1, this is tier 2, and this is tier 3. Some of these we can't do until we unlock tier 3. So we at least have to unlock this before we can do any kind of upgrades. Alright, we've now finished the Mars event. Oxygen supply system has been repaired. Relationship between Dolos and our competitor, I almost said computer, has been improved by 42%. Ready for extraction. Okay. So we'll grab that science. And the Bulwark should now be back heading over towards the Ushinabe to pick up our workers, take them to our space station, and then we should be ready to build the power, or the Vol engine onto the ship. Alright, we've collected all the science here on Mars. You know, out of curiosity, I haven't done this yet. Even though there's no event here, I kind of want to just send our science ship up here to Jupiter, just to see if anything happens if I do that. And our tech tree just finished up, so now we have access to the next ones here. We have, let's see, batteries, steel mills, polymer refineries, electronics factories, let's see, cryonics center, alternative life centers. We have access to all of these now that we can start to unlock. But we're going to hold off on any of that because that's for the next section. Here comes our new workers. We now have 99 workers. I could finish that off with something, but I will not. Alright, so I think I've kind of done everything I can do right now on this part. Let's head back out to the outside of the ship. And we need to construct the Vol engine. So let's go ahead and to Engines and External Systems. And we have the EKP engine here, but we need to attach the Vol engine, which is going to cost me 100 steel. Not a problem. Yes, let's go ahead and do that. And something I really never noticed before, but we can actually see the construction on the outside here. So we can actually see the Vol engine being created now. Alright, there it is. One Vol engine now attached to the space station Tiqqun. Alright, let's head back inside. Actually, let's head to Planetary real quick. My ship should have arrived up there by now. So, okay, my experiment led to nothing. Nothing happens if you just visit the planet, if there's no event actually said there. So, I was going to take a trip over to Uranus, but I guess you lucked out. Alright, let's head back down here. Let's take the science ship and tell it to get back to the space station Tiqqun. We're done with their science ship at the moment. And I think our cargo ship is pretty much done as well. Yeah, alright, so we got an incoming transmission. Let's see who's trying to reach us. Hopefully it's not about our extended car warranty.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tiqqun, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri. Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Alright, we got a new request. Let's see. People are starving. Food supplies are dwindling despite claim control protocols. Some crew members have become aware of this. They are worried food will soon run out. Making a public commitment to increase food production would squash any simmering rumors about your management skills. Squash. Ooh. Yeah, I pledged that there will be 3 insect farms in Tiqqun within the next 10 cycles. Alright, so we need to make 1 more of these. Okay, I can do that. Let's see, food. Insect farm. We'll put that all the way over here. What is that, 4? Yeah, so right there, and then maybe up, and then over. Yeah, I think so. That'll work. Alright, we need to bring the remaining workers from the Yushinabi on board the Tiqqun. There are at least another 100 workers that need to be heading over here. Okay, so that means we're going to need a lot more space for said workers. Alright, let's get the rest of these buildings done. Alright, that is 1, 2, 3, 15, that's 45, that's 90. 99 is 180, plus another 30, that's 210. I think I have enough space for 210 workers. That should work. We also picked up some more food as well. That will help out a little bit. Alright, our insect farm over here is now done. You know what? Let's make another. I want to do another one, just to make sure that we have plenty of food and starvation isn't going to be an issue. We'll put 1 more insect farm over there. Alright, all the workers are now on board. We have the housing for all said workers. We got another insect farm. 4 insect farms should supply enough food for all 200 workers. I think we're good. Let's see what they have to say now.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the Vol bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources.
I've been deemed
and
competent.
colonization
And my family said I'd never
once you
amount to
reach
anything.
Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Oh, the CEO wants to talk to us. Is it Elon Musk? Oh, no, it's Vanir Dolos. Well, he's kind of an Elon Musk.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tiqqun is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Okay. All right. Close that. And now we have to move the Tiqqun into orbit of the moon. Let's see. Everything's done here. Let me just kind of get rid of some extra roads that we don't need here. We'll start here. Get rid of that. There we go. And let's go into planetary. We can move the Tiqqun now. So we're going to move it over into the moon. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the EKP systems during the 0.7 cycle Tiqqun movement. Sectors will be powered by batteries during this time. Okay. And there she goes, moving into orbit around the moon. It's pretty fast for a giant space station to move. Huh. That's some real technology at work there. What did they say the year was? 2049 or something like that? Alright, now with the Tiqqun in orbit around the moon, we are ready to make the jump into the Proxima Centauri system. First time humans have ever left our solar system, and we are going to do it today. But that means that's going to be the end of this episode. Before I click this button right here, I just want to say thanks for watching, everybody. I very much appreciate it. If you've enjoyed watching this game, or you enjoyed my channel and this is the first time you're watching anything on it, make sure you click that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it. Also, make sure to click that like button if you did enjoy the video, because that tells YouTube to tell other people that they might also enjoy the things that I do here on my channel. And, you know, I could always use that. Definitely could use more subscribers and more views. Anywho, that's going to be it for today. Thanks, guys, for watching. There will be more Ixion to come. I definitely have been really enjoying this game. I hope you did as well. I will see you in the next video, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Let's jump.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tiqqun before volt jump initiation.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath, Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tiqqun Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the full engine.